Hello everyone, and welcome to the new channel, where I sit here talking to myself about the future of technology, and broadcast it to all of you wonderful listeners. Today is the year 2026, a month of June, the 30th day, and it is a beautiful Tuesday. Oh, I should mention that I am introducing a trending article from the archives today, because the world of artificial intelligence is moving so incredibly fast, and we need to keep up with all these massive changes. Before we dive in, I have to ask, why did the artificial intelligence cross the road to optimize the pedestrian crossing algorithms on the other side? Nobody ever laughs at my jokes, but I find them absolutely hilarious anyway. Let us get right into the paper for today. The title is Towards Automating Scientific Review with Google Paper Assistant Tool. The clue is Taxivorg ABS 26A6 28277. It is long, so let me break down the massive problem that this paper is trying to solve, because it is actually something that affects the entire scientific community right now. We are living in an age where large language models are everywhere, and they are helping scientists write papers, generate hypotheses, and even write complex code at lightning speed. This sounds totally amazing, but because AI is helping researchers produce so many new papers, the sheer volume of scientific submissions has absolutely exploded over the past few years. For example, submissions to major artificial intelligence conferences have grown by over 60% year-over-year, reaching tens of thousands of papers. The problem is that human peer reviewers, who have to read these papers line by line to check for errors, simply cannot keep up with this massive flood of information. It takes a human review days to verify a dense mathematical proof, and there are just not enough human experts in the world to review all this AI-assisted science. They call this the scientific validation bottleneck, and if we do not fix it, a whole system of scientific trust could totally collapse. To solve this huge issue, the brilliant folks at Google Research created something called the Paper Assistant Tool, or PAT for short. PAT is an agentic artificial intelligence framework built specifically for deep scientific review and verification. It produces a comprehensive evaluation by checking theoretical results, validating experiments, and identifying potential flaws. You might be wondering how this compares to other technologies. You just use a standard language model and ask it to review a paper in one single shot. It struggles heavily because the context window gets overwhelmed, and it just accepts complex mathematical claims without really scrutinizing them. If you try to just run the model 10 times independently, it will hallucinate a bunch of fake errors, and humans have to waste time checking if the AI is lying. But PAT uses something called inference scaling and orchestration. It uses a segment agent to break the paper into logical pieces, like the introduction, the methodology, and the proofs. It dynamically assigns a compute budget to each section, giving a lot more processing power and less power to the easy introduction parts. After deep review agents spend a ton of time analyzing each specific section, a synthesis agent brings all the reports together and uses internet search to double-check everything and remove any hallucinations. When compared to a standard zero-shot artificial intelligence model, which only caught about 55% of math errors, this new PAT system caught almost 90% of the errors. That is a massive 34% improvement, which proves that specialized agentic workflows are the future of complex reasoning tasks. Now let us talk about how this amazing technology can actually be applied in the real world, and I will give you 3 very specific application examples to show you its true impact. You can look directly at the academic peer review system itself, which could completely transform how researchers share their discoveries. Imagine a completely automated preprint server. Maybe we could call it ArcSIF, where researchers submit their initial papers before sending them to traditional journals. Instead of waiting months for human feedback, the PAT system could instantly read the submission and provide a detailed list of logical errors and missing experiments within a few hours. Researchers could then fix their mistakes, resubmit the paper, and the AI would verify the corrections in real time. This application would drastically accelerate the pace of human innovation. because scientists would not have to wait half a year just to find out. I made a simple math mistake on page 4. For the second specific application example, this technology could be deployed as a personalized technical mentor in the education sector. Think about university graduate students who are writing their very first scientific papers, and they are extremely nervous about making embarrassing mistakes. Professors are incredibly busy and do not always have the time to sit down and check every single line of a student manuscript. Universities could provide students with a version of this paper assistant tool, which would act like an always available tutor. The AI will highlight where their arguments are weak, point out where they forgot to define their variables, and suggest better ways to structure their experimental data. This would empower the next generation of scientific minds, helping them learn exactly what makes a paper rigorous and trustworthy, without putting extra burdens on the teaching staff. For the third specific application example, this exact same agentic review concept could be used in enterprise research and development departments. Big technology companies and pharmaceutical corporations spend billions of dollars every year on internal research, trying to develop new drugs or software architectures. Before a company decides to invest $50 million into building a new product based on an internal research report, they need to be absolutely sure that the underlying math and logic are perfectly sound. They could run all their internal technical documents through an enterprise version of this AI validation tool. The tool would deeply analyze an engineering proposals, catch any fatal algorithm bugs before they are ever put into production, and save the company massive amounts of time and money. It is essentially an automated quality assurance system for pure human thought, and that is just incredibly mind-blowing to think about. The researchers even took PAD for a test drive at 2 major computer science conferences, and the feedback from the human authors was overwhelmingly positive. Over 90% of the authors said the tool was very awful, and some even said it found fatal flaws in their algorithms that they had completely missed for months. In one case, the tool found a critical bug in how a team was applying a certain method, forcing them to rewrite several pages of technical content, which ultimately saved them from publishing a totally incorrect paper. The authors also proposed a fascinating taxonomy of 4 progressive roles for AI in peer review. Role 1 is just using AI as a tool for authors to polish their work. Role 2 uses AI as a tool for reviewers to help them write faster. Role 3 makes the AI supporting reviewer that provides its own objective assessment. And Role 4 is the total automation of peer review, where the AI makes the final decisions on whether a paper is good enough to be published. We are currently moving from Role 1 to Role 2, but it is entirely possible that in our lifetime, we will see fully automated systems taking charge of maintaining scientific integrity. It is a huge paradigm shift. And we definitely have to be careful about things like algorithm bias and the skilling of human reviewers. But the potential to speed up human progress is absolutely undeniable. That is all I have for you today on Mino channel. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about automated scientific review. And I will see you all next time with more trending tech news.